No, my CEO kept me. All okay?
Yeah. I didn't hear that. No, I know. Don't tell me.
I'd like being speaker to chase me. This is certain brings one.
This is it.
You do a class of content to vote against.
Because you can't vote.
Advise against. But what about me?
You're ready to walk out the door, aren't you? Oh, okay. Video's on. You ready?
No, that's all right. I'm fine. I was going to say. I'm fine though. I had it yesterday. I'll make that.
Okay, we'll make a start for this evening. Welcome everybody who's joined us in the gallery and those who are streaming online. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land in which we gathered here this evening, the Wurundjeri people, and pay my respects to elders both past and present. Membership this evening is as listed in the agenda. There are apologies from Councillor Lawrence, who is on a leave of absence, and also apologies from Councillor Greco and Councillor Amir, who are away. Item 3, disclosures of conflicts of interest. Does anyone have any disclosure? No. Thank you. Item 4, consideration of reports. 4.1, appointment of the Chief Executive Officer.
I would like to move the recommendation.
Would you like to fill in the blanks
Yes.
of the recommendation?
So I would like to move, stand up.
Yep.
The recommendation that Council, having complied with the requirements of Section 94 of the Local Government Act 1989, resolves to appoint Sue Wilkinson as its Chief Executive Officer on the terms set out in the contract of employment attached as a confidential appendix to this report. 2, resolves that the appointment of the Chief Executive Officer will commence on the 18th of September 2017 for a period of 5 years in accordance with the terms and conditions contained within the contract of employment attached as a confidential appendix to this report. 3, resolves that the starting total remuneration package of $345,000 as specified in Schedule 4 to the contract of employment. 4, resolves to reimburse the Chief Executive Officer of an amount of up to $5,000 in relocation costs upon the production of appropriate receipts being provided to the Mayor. And 5, resolves that the Mayor is authorised to sign the contract of employment in the form attached as a confidential appendix to this report on behalf of Council, and that the common seal of Darebin City Council be affixed to the contract of employment.
Thank you, Councillor Rennie. Is there a seconder?
Happy to second.
Thank you, Councillor Williams. Councillor Rennie.
I'm delighted to be here tonight making this recommendation. We have been through a rigorous process and we had an extraordinarily strong field of applicants. It speaks volumes to the respect and regard with which Darebin City Council is held that so many strong applicants applied for the position. We selected Sue Wilkinson because of her exceptional skills and abilities, and because we think she will be a tremendous CEO for this organisation moving forward. Sue brings with her 27 years of experience in the local and state government sector. She's a highly experienced public service professional with extensive senior management and leadership experience across a broad range of areas. She's currently the CEO of Colac Otway Shire, where she's done quite an exceptional job in difficult circumstances. We were particularly impressed by Sue's progressive community engagement processes, the connection and commitment she showed to working with and speaking with the community. And I think that was probably unparalleled in terms of the way she talked about being out in the community, speaking to community members, participating herself in many, many consultation processes. She's got a long list of accolades. Others might add something, and I'm sure in time lots of our community members will do some homework and find out more about Sue. I'm very excited that she'll be starting in September. I think we'll herald a new era for Darebin City Council, and I think our staff will be equally excited to have her on board. So I really commend this appointment to you all and to our community. I look forward to the commitment that Sue's going to bring to our council. She was delighted to have been, that we were recommending her for appointment to this council. She's particularly keen to come and work at Darebin, and I think we'll look forward very much to working with her. I'll hand over to Julie. I'm sure she's got a few words also.
Thank you. Councillor Williams.
Look, I wasn't on the CEO committee this time round, but I was on the previous one, on previous term. And one of the issues that I had concerned about, that we thought about looking into getting a new CEO back then, and I said no, it'd be nice when we have a new council that we could have a fresh start and look at having a new contract. New CEO would be a better way of going. With my hand on my heart, I feel that we have gone the right way, and feel that the existing CEO committee has done a wonderful job in obviously going through that process, because I know it was quite vigorous and draining with the long days of interviewing people. So thank you to those who are on the committee, because I did have concerns, because obviously when you're not that involved and you're in the background, you're a bit anxious, I have to admit, because you know that it's going to be a commitment for many years. And it's not only just us as councillors, but it's to a whole organisation of thousands of people underneath it. In saying that, meeting Sue, I think she will bring very much not only new blood, but a fresh start to this council, where there's been no connection to Darebin Council for any reasons or connection, which I find is wonderful. So we won't have any, I guess, dirty secrets that are going to come out or anything like that. I find that Sue is very able to connect, not only with the community, but I think she will be great with people at all levels, not only as in office, but residents and people like Keith Coffey, who comes here every council meeting. So thank you, Keith. So I'm sure you'll get to know Sue very well too. I believe she has a lot of experience.
10 seconds.
She has a lot of passion, particularly with local government, and she's been wanting to have a connection with Darebin Council for, I believe, up to 10 years. So I look forward to working with Sue, and I hope, I know that this is a unanimous decision for everybody on council. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Williams. Are there any further speakers? Councillor Newton.
Thank you, Melissa. So just briefly, we've been through a very rigorous selection process for Sue, and I'm so glad that the community was heavily involved in that process for I think the most that it has been. I wanted to thank Phil Shanahan for the last 7 months of guiding us through our council plan, and for 5 of us, our first term on council. I think we couldn't have asked for a better acting CEO over that time. And I feel like we've been going through a period of immense change, both internally and externally at Darebin. And I feel that now we have our council plan and budget. I think that Sue both completes and complements our councillor team. And I fully welcome her to Darebin. I believe that she has both the humility and skill and experience that we require, and I'm very pleased to welcome her.
Thank you, Councillor Newton. Any further Councillor McCarthy.
I would second everything that's been said, and I'd thank Councillor Williams for those very kind and encouraging comments. The committee process, and having been on the committee, was a very intense and very detailed process. There were over 90 applications, as you'd read in the report. I just wanted to pick up on a couple of things which we haven't mentioned, which of course is that Sue Wilkinson will be the first woman to be CEO of Darebin Council, and I think that's worth noting. So Darebin as a council has obviously been around since 96, 97, and of course this is the first time we've had a woman in the role of CEO, so I think that's something definitely worth noting. But I think in terms of Sue's leadership style and her management style, the thing that's impressed me so profoundly is the capacity to listen and to hear very closely what people are saying and what they need to happen. And I think that is something which our community will value very greatly. That we have a community which is eager to be involved, eager to contribute to council processes, eager to help drive positive change, and in doing so we need a Chief Executive Officer who will work with council and the community to bring that about, and that facilitator of change is certainly what I saw with Sue. She was integral to the setup of the Port Phillip Housing Trust, And obviously we are doing a whole lot of work around housing and planning. She has an incredible background, in fact, in strategic and statutory planning as well, and we know that is a major challenge for us here in the City of Darebin over coming decades with population growth and other challenges. But importantly, I think she takes people as they come and is prepared to engage with everyone across our community, no matter what their education, their background, their suburb. She'll treat everyone equally and give them a fair go, and that is all that we can expect, and it certainly is what we've come to expect from ourselves as councillors, but also through the organisation. So I really support the appointment, and I thank Mary Crooks as well as our independent chair for all her work in the process.
Thank you, Councillor McCarthy. Councillor Messina.
Thank you, Member Sir. I just want to echo the sentiments of the fellow councillors and want to thank Phil Shanahan and the committee for putting forward, spending all that time and putting forward the nominations. When the role of Chief Executive Officer became vacant, it was crucial that we needed to define the attributes that we believe the CEO at the City of Darebin needed. We needed a dynamic, innovative, driven, confident leader who can think on her feet. A person with proven background who is congruent with their actions on their CV. The quintessential ingredient was one that could initiate much needed cultural change here at Darebin, so that the vision and our municipality came into fruition. I'm excited and I'm pleased to welcome Sue to the important role of CEO at the City of Darebin. After meeting Sue, I knew that she echoed those quintessential attributes that we wanted. Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo and Leonardo. They were great Renaissance artists, they just weren't Ninja Turtles. Perhaps visionary councillors of the time. As an artist, just like a council, we set the vision and strategic plan to build the community landscape. The CEO is the medium, assigned by the artist to create their visionary works. The masterpiece is created stroke by stroke, action by action. During this 4-year term, the paintbrushes navigated by the medium will implemented our landscape. I look forward to seeing the framed masterpiece on the wall and having a glass or two, maybe a bottle of Bollinger at my expense.
Thank you, Councillor Messina. Now that is everybody who's spoken. I just wanted to also say, before I put it to the vote, that I am also very excited that Ms Wilkinson will be joining us as our CEO, pending the vote ahead. But I also wanted to echo the thanks of Phil Shanahan over the last 7 or 8 months. I know that coming in as a new councillor and taking on the role of mayor, I couldn't have done it without his support, his leadership, his guidance, so I want to thank you. And also echo the thanks to Mary Crooks, our independent chair, who guided us through a very fair and thorough process, and I think that it's come out with the best result we could have hoped for. So with that, I will put that to the vote. So all those in favour? That's carried unanimously. Thank you. And then that's all. Thank you. Let's close the meeting. Thanks for everybody who's come along today.